This book is Dance, Tanya by Patricia Gauch. This was one of my very favorite books when I was a little girl. And as you can tell, it's been very, very loved. Excuse me, I'm trying to read to my friends. Are you going to listen? Be a good kitty? Dance, Tanya. Little Tanya loved to dance. When her older sister Elise put on her leotards and slippers to practice, Tanya put on her shirt and took off her shoes to practice too. When Elise did her positions, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, Tanya did too. Excuse me. I'm trying to read. When Elise did a perfect plie, Tanya did too. When Elise perfected her pirouette and arabesque, Tanya did the same. Tanya particularly liked to do the arabesque. Sometimes Tanya liked to dance alone, or dance a pas de deux with her ballerina bear, Barbara. And when her mother put on Swan Lake, and Elise danced a whole song in arabesques and jetés right across the living room floor, Tanya put on her tutu and danced arabesques and jetés across the living room floor too. Tanya made a very good sad swan. The way she's dancing makes her sad. That's the story of Swan Lake. But when Elise went to her lesson and Tanya wanted to go too, her mother said, "You're too little, Tanyette. Someday." Oh, she looks so sad. And so sometimes Tanya would go along, but only to watch her sister Elise and all the other dancers through the big window as they danced their arabesques and jetés across the wide dance floor. That big leap is called a jeté. One day, when it was spring and the flowers were opening their eyes, Elise got ready for a special dance recital. She put on a new tutu with petals and pink lipstick, which she was never to use, and a dab of rouge on each cheek, and her mother combed her hair into a long, beautiful silky braid. And everybody came to see Elise dance. Grandma and Grandpa from the country came, Aunt May, who always wore a hat, and Uncle Ernie, who never smiled, came. And Tanya came and tried to see over the man with the lumpy hat who sat right in front of her. By sitting on her feet, Tanya could see that Elise was a wonderful flower, doing her arabesques and pliés just right. There they are dancing on the stage. And soon, Tanya was very happy and very sleepy as well. "You have a dancer in your family," Aunt May whispered as the family left the large room with all the hats and voices. Tanya did not even hear, for she was fast asleep in her mother's arms. She is sleeping. But when they all got home and drank coffee and laughed and said what a good dancer Elise was, someone put on Swan Lake and Tanya woke up. And while nobody was looking, Tanya found her tutu and her scarf, and Tanya danced too, all alone. There she is. The music played loud and sweet, and she did a plie and an arabesque and 5 grand jetés right across the floor. Do you think she was really outside? I think that was her imagination. "Dance, Tanya," her sister said, and her mother held her breath. Grandma looked over her glasses. "You have 2 dancers in your family," she said. Everyone in the room clapped. Elise did too. Tanya was such a wonderful sad swan. "Bow, my Tanyette," her mother said, and Tanya bowed. Then she crawled back up on her mother's lap, like a tired kitten, and went to sleep again. But her mother did not forget. On Christmas morning, Tanya discovered a large package under the tree for her. In it, she found a shiny case, a pair of her own leotards, and slippers just the right size. Come along, Tanya, her mother said when it was time to go to Elise's lesson. Bring your case, her sister said, and Tanya knew she wasn't too little anymore. I love this book because when I was little, I used to dance ballet, and I still love watching it as a grown-up. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the words in this story. Some of the dance steps sound a little funny because they're from a different language. In French, talks about, oops, not this page, a plie, which is where you bend your knees. A pirouette is a turn. An arabesque is where you balance on one foot and stretch out all pretty like that. And pas de deux is a dance for two people, Tanya and her bear Barbara, are the two people in that dance. And jetés are the big leaps that ballerinas take. There was a picture, yeah, they're there. I hope you enjoyed one of my very, very favorite stories.